intelligence. What do we think of when we hear these words? A lot of us have become more familiar with its modernization in recent times, but we are still constantly seeing its mischaracterization. And, of course, the movies we have spent our lives watching have not helped us gain a fundamental understanding of today's reality. In regards to AI, we are still constantly seeing images of robots taking over the world, driving people insane, or of something starting World War III. We even see this in children's movies. I mean, for those of us who have seen WALL-E, I know we don't want to end up like that. However, a more common, more grounded, yet equally terrifying perspective on artificial intelligence is that it will take all our jobs, make students cheat on all their exams, and, worst of all, take away our collective ability to think and analyze. Now, the problem with this perspective is that it isn't an impossibility. And yes, we may see some of these effects come to light in the near future. But that is exactly why it is so important to learn about what exactly artificial intelligence is, bring forward and familiarize ourselves with methods of impeding its negative aspects, and to learn how to take advantage of its positive attributes. So, what can AI actually do? Well, for one, it can write a children's book. And after that, it can illustrate it for you. It can actually write and illustrate any kind of book, or even a song in any genre about any topic. After that, it can even make a beat and arrangements for that song, and make it sound like it's sung by Justin Bieber. One of the AI language models a lot of us have been getting to know lately is ChatGPT, which comes in the form of a website and has several versions. But what can it actually do? Well, apart from being able to answer questions, complete tasks, and summarize pieces of information, it has the capacity to write creatively, taking into account what you wanted to do. For instance, an English sonnet is a very eloquent type of poem popularized by William Shakespeare during the Renaissance. It is structured into 3 quatrains and a final stanza that must follow a specific rhyme scheme and, hardest of all, have exactly 10 syllables per line. Books like Romeo and Juliet are filled with these types of poems, and they continue to be considered a masterpiece hundreds of years after they were written. Why am I telling you this? Well, it goes without saying that a piece like an English sonnet is very difficult to execute, as it is very hard to adhere to all the specific rules it entails. ChatGPT, however, can do it in seconds. So, I have taken the example of the words red ted and asked it to turn them into a sonnet. Here's what it came up with. In crimson hues, a tale of love unfolds. A cherished friend, a loyal, soft embrace. A teddy bear whose heart with warmth beholds. A crimson hue, like fire's tender grace. O red Ted, your plushness brings delight. Your button eyes, 2 gleaming stars so bright, embracing hearts in darkest hours of the night. With you, my dear companion, all feels right. From nursery days to grown-up years we stride, through childhood dreams and life's relentless tide. In joy and sorrow, side by side, we bide, a crimson symbol of love's faithful guide. So, let the world behold your vibrant hue. Red Ted, forever cherished, I love you. Impressive, isn't it? Now that we've seen one of the things it can make, it might be easier to comprehend what AI actually is. Oxford Languages defines artificial intelligence as the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. In other words, it is technology that can think, analyze, and generate material. But all that thinking and generating is backed by human intelligence, research, coding, and information. Even so, the negative effects we often hear about can be very much true, both in society and in our education. Even with measures that try to prevent it, AI still inherits human bias. Due to erroneous assumptions in the machine learning process, artificial intelligence inherits bias just as it does everything else. And it is very difficult to avoid its existence in the work that it outputs. It has also led to a loss of employment in various industries and sectors, as companies are now using AI to fulfill positions that people used to be hired in. And its improvement will likely only cause this to continue happening. We are also seeing an increase in accelerated hacking, as AI allows for phishing attacks, the delivery of viruses to software, and the hacking of individual devices to be expedited. It can make someone sound exactly like someone they're not, and it can teach people how to enter other people's devices faster than ever before. Even though AI companies have been implementing ways to prevent this, we have still seen this happen in the past couple of months. Finally, and most impressively of all, we are seeing a shift in the human experience. Why would you, as a human, choose to work when you feel like there is something that can work for you? Why would you choose to use your own ideas and content when you feel like there is something that can come up with something better, faster? This ideology seems to be spreading, and it could eventually result in some people thinking less and losing creative aspects of themselves. This can translate into and negatively impact education as well. Apart from being as susceptible to all the previously mentioned negative effects, if not more, students having access to these tools can consequently lead to cheating and plagiarism. As many people in the field of education experienced, during its rise in popularity, students were using AI tools, specifically ChatGPT, to generate whole assignments for them. An essay that would have previously taken weeks to put together can now be created in a matter of minutes. And back then, teachers had no way to counter this. Now, however, tools like GPT-0, a website that can tell users an estimated percentage of how much a piece of writing has been written by AI, have risen to counter this. So, what else can we do to counter the negative effects of AI in our education? Well, we can educate. We can teach students how to use it to help them rather than to do things for them. For example, we can start putting rubrics into AI and ask for its opinions and corrections before turning things in. We can start using it as a search engine to have it better answer our questions, or even to help it with our structure and ideas, rather than having it write things for us fully. Teachers can also use this to help them with their lesson plans, or even with some aspects of grading, and recognize that this isn't a one-way street. According to Axon Park, over 47% of learning management tools will be operated by AI in the next 3 years. So, unless there is a legislative ban on artificial intelligence, it is inevitable that students will continue to use it. Instead of fearing and ignoring it, we should adapt and teach ourselves how to use it for our benefit and to improve what we do. We can train our brains to acknowledge and recognize bias, but most importantly of all, to not let AI get the best of us. At the end of the day, we need to recognize the existence and threats that come with these tools. But rather than fearing it, we should learn how to live with it, because it is unlikely that it will ever go away. AI will continue to get better, but so will we, and I believe society will find the good ways to use it more than the bad, as we have always done. I have faith that we will move forward, and we will teach ourselves how to use AI without letting it use us. To put this into perspective, people were profoundly unsettled by the discovery of fire, the invention of the light bulb, the phone, and the internet. Yet these things continue to bring an immense amount of benefit to the human experience to this day. When the radio was first introduced, many people were convinced that it wouldn't be successful, as they didn't think it could compete with the established methods of media. The radio, however, wound up having a massive social impact. As it made news and information more accessible, it brought people together and facilitated the spread of ideas, keeping people more informed. We are already seeing this happen with artificial intelligence. According to Forbes, AI is 28.4% more likely to generate jobs than it is to take them away. So, why should this be any different to the progress of the past? When we stop fearing something that is already here and do our best to learn about it, we will do what humans do best. We will adapt, we will move forward, and we will continue to grow. Thank you.